Twitter, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे. That's how Toastmaster Chetan started his speech, and I'll add the next lines. नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत जीरा. Which means, if you continuously remind yourself of God, if you recite Him, keep Him in your prayers, nothing ever is going to take away. Nothing ever is going to make you afraid of anything that's possible. And Toastmaster Chetan, your speech today not only translated these verses in the entire storyline that you had, but also kind of reminded the audience that fear might be one particular factor, but there are multiple ways of beating that fear. I think very well done in terms of starting this speech, making inroad with a Hindi recite, right? More like a Sanskrit recite poem. At the same time, I think the importance that you made was when you translated it, and then you explained your story around that. So good done. And how you started it. There was a personal story also attached to it, which was your personal fear story. And now this comes in from the last feedback, because this is an evaluation project. Last feedback, he was given that there should be a personal story. It should not be just like a rut of the routine, more like a drama. And hence, your personal story of how you were a notorious person, and then what happened with your cousins, and how you were able to transform that fear eventually helped, I think, grew that audience into that story. I remember this story as the personal story of whenever Chetan went to the roof, and then Chetan kicked out the post out of his life and out of anything that he felt. Good things, if I can even start quoting, was one, in actions. The speech was full of actions, and brilliantly done from the last project, P3 project, which is on body movement and vocal variety. Your speech had that in actions as well as the voice intonation throughout. And I think that's brilliant to see that sometimes people bring it but then leave it. Your speech had that throughout, voice intonation maintained. The other bit was segments. The segments were very well placed. We knew that your cousins were sleeping there and you were here. Same at the time of the ghost story. The ghost was there and you were lying here. So the segments were very well placed. The beauty about your speeches, I was sitting at the back. I was not able to hear certain other speakers, but then your voice spoke. The way it comes in, it comes very clearly, and I think that's a capability of a brilliant speaker to be able to speak in any large room. So the voice through was very well done. Having said that, every story will have certain recommendations, and I have two of them. The first one is when you start. You started with this recite, and then immediately you look down. I think that's a disconnect. When you started, you should continue looking into the audience eyes even when you are translating. This happened a couple of times in your speech, and that is something that can be worked upon. The other one is an important one in terms of, I think, the action and verbal mismatch. When you were there, when you were down here during this stage play with the ghost, you got up and you said, I kicked the ghost. Actually, you punched the ghost. So I think a brilliant show that was happening, and immediately to my mind it happened that, oh, this is not kick, this is the kick, and which you did the exactly next. I feel if this can be improved, your speech was gluing me throughout. Only that particular action, I think, makes the audience think that, oh, here I find a mistake. Don't let that slip by. Having said this, I think you did not forget your speech, which was another part that you kind of mentioned to be valued on, so very well done on that. To summarize, I feel brilliant in actions, segments well placed, there's brilliant voice through, voice intonation is very well done. There's a story that you're able to kind of sell out. If you can work on the aspects of when to look down, when not to, and the stage actions, making the actions and the words match. I'm any day in Chetan for your speech, and I'd love to block whenever you're coming. Over to the general.